Questions? Okay. Do roll call?
Counselor Mackey,
Present.
Counselor Gamble,
Present.
Counselor Burley. Present. Counselor Carlton. Present. Counselor McQueen. Present. Counselor Desai.
Present.
Counselor Patterson.
Present.
Warden Hicks.
Here.
Counselor Clumpus. Counselor Keaveney. Present. Counselor Body.
Present.
Counselor O'Leary.
Present.
Counselor Woodbury.
Present.
Counselor Millen.
Present.
Counselor Soever.
Present.
Counselor Bartnicki.
Present.
Counselor Robinson.
Present.
Counselor Hutchinson.
Present.
All right, County Council, does anyone have a declaration of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, we'll proceed. If one does arise, I would ask you to raise it at that time. We have minutes dated January 10th. I wonder if we could get a mover to put those, for approval of those minutes. Thank you, Councillor Burley, seconded by Councillor Bartnicki. Any discussion of those minutes? Yes, Councillor Soever?
Yes, prior to the meeting, I had exchanged emails with the CAO and asked her to confirm that nothing confidential was going to be discussed. I would respectfully request that maybe in the warden's confirmation statement, we could add that there was nothing there that was confidential.
Sure, I think that's appropriate.
These are the minutes from the last
Yeah.
county council meeting, not Tuesday's meeting.
Right. But I think his point is about what's to come after. I think we get your point. Any other discussion on those minutes? Seeing none, I call the question. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? That's carried. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have a report on the long-term care information meeting that we had. I'll call for a mover to put that on the table. Councillor Milne, seconded by Councillor Clumpus. Discussion. There is, am I hearing there's no discussion? If there is none, then I'll call the question. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? That's carried. Thank you. We have two bylaws. Call for a motion on bylaw 5042-19. Or we're going to do them together? Okay, both of them together. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Mackey, seconded by Councillor Desai. Someone going to speak?
If there's any questions?
Yeah. Are there any questions on these bylaws? We've been over this already, I think. Then I'll call the question. All those in favor? Are there any opposed? That's carried. Thank you very much. We're on to good news and celebrations. Councillor Bartnicki?
I'd just like to share that this weekend, the World Cup Ski Cross is happening in the town of Blue Mountains, and I think we all should be very honored to have this world-class event happening in Grey County.
Thank you. Councillor Burley?
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I would like to just read this small little paragraph about a very good news item that's happened in Grey County.
I'll just ask you to, just ask you to speak up a little bit. I know I created this problem by asking people to stand,
I can
but
sit
it does remove you from the microphone. It's your choice.
On January 22nd at 5:30, a Nunavik Falcon 10 medevac flight arrived at the Wharton Keppel International Airport with a crew of 3 doctors to transport to the Owen Sound Hospital for a medical emergency. Airport manager responded to the facility and met with the flight crew as the doctors deal with the emergency medical situation. When the doctors returned to the airport at 10:30, the weather conditions had deteriorated to the point where the snow accumulation was such that the runway was not appropriate for takeoff. At 10:30, additional staff were called out to provide hour snow removal service to ensure the medevac could take off and head for London with the patient. Staff responded and the entire runway was clean within an hour and the flight was able to take off. Flight time from Wharton Keppel International Airport to London in the Falcon 10 jet is 22 minutes. The efforts of the staff ensured the patient was transported in a timely manner. This facility was This facility was chosen as it is the only suitable size runway to accommodate the jet in the Grey Bruce region. Pictures and a summary of the situation were posted on the airport Facebook. Within the first 8 hours posting, over 3,500 people viewed and shared the post, recognizing the importance of the facility to the reason for such medical emergencies and the efforts that Georgian Bus has put forward, so the region recognizes the benefit of the Grey Bruce only certified international airport. It's a no-win situation for everybody. It's just very important. I just want everybody to realize how important that facility is to Grey County and Bruce County. Thank you.
Thank you. That's why we're going to be calling it is it still the Burley Barfoot? Any other good news or celebrations? I have some. I don't see any other hands, but just this morning, our local Grey Bruce 211 turned 10 years old, and Councillor Bartnicki was there. We were told that we were tasked with going out and making sure that 211 people heard about the 211 service. I've got my share here. If you don't know a lot about 211, just an excellent service for us. If you want to look like a champ, councillors, to your local residents there, having whatever the challenge may be, ask them to call 211. These people have the information. They know more than you, honestly, they do. They can tell you that this place is closed apparently for lunch because they're having a staff training today. If somebody's frustrated because they can't get through to whatever. Anyhow, that's my plug for 211. Anybody else want to add anything on 211? Councillor Bartnicki? No.
Just to say that they support hundreds of agencies across Grey County and do so rather unknown. I learned of 2 agencies that I've personally worked with and didn't know they were connected to 211. We also heard about the Meaford example in the presentation, and apparently they use that example across the province.
So very good. Happy birthday. 10 years already. Happy birthday to 211. Any other good news? Yep. Councillor McQueen?
Mr. Warden, Council, and public here today. I bring good news in the sense that a small community in our municipality called Rockland was competing for a grant from Pioneer Seeds to upgrade or replace the kitchen in regards to the community center and the arena that they have in Rockland itself. It came down to 4 communities that were competing for 2 prizes of $50,000, and I'm happy to announce that Rockland was successful on receiving that $50,000 from Pioneer Seeds, which allows them now in that community to move forward with, I think, a kitchen that's probably at least, as I heard the other night, maybe 50 years old. So certainly that kitchen has served well. I guess if we get 50 years out of any kind of commercial or public commission or public commercial or however kitchen, I think that's done very well. So, and actually from a side, they're going to do a little bit of history on the community center and the kitchen and who built it, and I understand that the person that built it was a very young man of 20-some years of age who built that original kitchen. So anyway, it's a good news story, and again, in a small community, we know that our communities are made up of many communities, and this is a good news story for Rockland, so I want to bring that forward.
Thank you, Councillor McQueen. Anything else? Oh, sorry. Councillor Patterson.
Warden, I'd be remiss if I did not share the story of the CT scanner being officially opened at the Hannahburn District Hospital. Very pleased. We had one donor, a family, donated $1.5 million for this. Those donations are few and far between. And not only will it benefit patients in the area, but it will also help save some funds with our paramedic service here at the county level. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Patterson. Okay, is that it? Then I'll call for a motion to adjourn. Thank you, Councillor Patterson, seconded by Councillor Keaveney. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Thank you very much. We'll flip over. Committee of the Whole. Just give me a quick second here. Okay, so I call this Committee of the Whole to order. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest?